Welcome to Chicago at U.S. Cellular Field. This will be the final game of the season against the Chicago White Sox. The teams have split the first 2 games in this 3-game series. Red Cesa won in relief last night. John Gibbons trying to win the series here in Chicago. Let's take a look at the lineup. Top of the order, Jose Reyes. He's riding an 8-game hit streak. He's 14 for 37 over that stretch with 7 runs scored and 4 RBIs. And then way down in the bottom of the order, Munenori Kawasaki got everything going last night with a pinch leadoff single in the 7th inning that sparked the 3-run 7th against the White Sox this season. He's 8 for 19. He's got an RBI and he scored 4 runs, including that run that broke the tie last night.
That is the lineup that Scott Carroll will face. 19 games this season, including this start right here, which is his 14th Major League start. Scott Carroll 4-7 with a 481 earned run average. In the midst of a tough stretch right now, he's allowed 17 earned runs over his last 4 outings. He just hasn't been able to hit his spots. He was actually bumped from the rotation by Robin Ventura, the manager, after he allowed 7 earned runs in his last start versus the Mariners. Blue Jays saw him earlier this season back at Rogers Center.
They beat him over his 5 innings of work. Take a look at the defense behind Carroll. It's Diaz-Danks and Garcia from left to right in the outfield. Connor Gillespie's played great at third base during this series. Up the middle, it's Ramirez and Beckham. Jose Abreu is more than just a good hitter. He's a pretty good defender as well. Adrian Nieto, Rule 5 player, gets his first appearance in this series.
Just 25 starts this year for Nieto. He's thrown out 3 of 20 base stealers this season.
First pitch of the game is a sinking fastball for a strike, and we are underway. Overcast day here. It's 22 degrees in Chicago. Reyes takes an inside pitch, looked pretty good, but it's a ball on the strike. Reyes had 2 hits in 5 at bats last night, and he drove in a run. Breaking ball hammered, and this is a fair ball that's going to get down and bounce off the wall. Reyes is headed for second. Garcia bobbled the ball, and Reyes leads things off with a leadoff double.
What's new right there? That was a floating curveball right there from Scott Carroll. Didn't do anything, just kind of floated up there. Reyes has been very aggressive early in the count, over 500 on the first pitch. He waits for the 3rd pitch, a hanging breaking ball, ripped into the corner, dug out by Garcia, and a good start by the Blue Jays.
Well, the Blue Jays got off to a quick start last night. They scored 2 in the first, and although the White Sox came back to tie it, Jays won that 6-3. It was Reyes and Cabrera in the 7th. They had a couple of big hits, a couple of doubles in that 7th inning when they broke it open. Melky Cabrera, he bunts it right out in front of home. Nieto will go to first as Cabrera moves Reyes to third base. So Reyes is at third with 1 out. Jose Bautista. Nice sacrifice by Melky Cabrera. He gets it down, probably trying to get it a little further away from the catcher, but it's effective.
The way he has been swinging the bat, I don't know if that's what I would have done right there. I mean, he has been swinging a hot bat. You got the starter on the ropes after the first batter. You see John Gibbons talking to him and saying, "Did you do that on your own?"
Yeah. You want to look at the stat sheet? They hit 315. Jose Bautista with a chance to give the Blue Jays a 1st inning lead. Bautista with 73 ribbies for the season.
They just didn't pitch to him when Edwin Encarnacion was on the disabled list. Jose had 21 RBIs in the 6 weeks that Edwin was on the disabled list. He just didn't see anything, and to his credit, he was very patient at the plate.
Check swing tapper. Reyes breaking for home. Here's the play at the plate. Reyes didn't touch home, and now Nieto's going to tag him, and he's out. So this is an interesting play. The catcher was standing on home plate. Is he blocking the plate? Now Reyes is arguing that he indeed stepped on home plate. Luis Rivera, the third base coach, is down. Of course, this is the old rule about the blocking the plate.
Yeah.
Catcher was standing right on home plate, and how can you argue that's not blocking the plate? You got to give him a path to slide, and Reyes didn't feel like he had that path to slide.
He's arguing. Luis Rivera's arguing. They're taking a look at it one more time. Here's the play by Abreu.
He was clearly blocking the plate. He steps right on the catcher's shin guard. And to me, he didn't have a place to slide. This is going to be very interesting. This is the play that got Robin Ventura ejected in San Francisco on Wednesday. The catcher never had the ball, had his leg in front of home plate, blocking the path of the base runner. So this is going to be interesting. Reyes said, hey, man, I stepped right on his foot. It was across home plate. I had nowhere to slide. By the definition of the rule, they got to overturn this.
I'm with you. They have to overturn it. There was some tinkering early on this year about plays from the infield, with the infield in. He doesn't have the ball. Now he has the ball. No place for Reyes to go. He steps right on top of him. And the umpire waited for him. He also missed the tag. He goes back and tags and calls him out.
Yeah, how can you say that Reyes had a place to slide? The interpretation of the rule is that the base runner has to have a lane. There was clearly no lane there for Reyes. It's going to be interesting. Of course, Robin Ventura, he got thrown out on a similar play in San Francisco. And here's another look at it, and the leg is clearly all over home plate. Now, if that's not blocking the plate, I've never blocked home plate. Reyes didn't step on home, so when you tag him out, the umpire is indicating out. But this is going to be the interpretation of where was the catcher positioned prior to receiving the baseball.
And he didn't slide because there was no lane for him to slide. So he did the next best thing. He tried to touch home plate. The leg was in the way.
Yeah, this is a rule that has to be adjusted. It has to be changed. And the way you change it is if the runner did not intentionally collide with the catcher, then he is deemed fair game. But when you have a situation like that, obviously there was no place for Reyes to slide.
And Robin Ventura had a couple of plays like this in San Francisco. One that, well, both of them went against him, but they were the same play, and that's why you saw him last week really go crazy.
And they were interpreted in an opposite manner. One was
same
ruled
play.
no block, the other one was ruled blocked. So now this is going to be interesting. The umpires, obviously, now they appear to have their decision. Tim Wilkie is the crew chief, and he indicates safe, indeed. So now he is safe because the catcher blocked the plate. So the Blue Jays get a run. Reyes gets an RBI on the fielder's choice, and Robin Ventura says, you know, I've been out there and argued this point before.
And I've talked to Major League Baseball. I've talked to the umpires. Let me be absolutely clear on it. Nieto blocking the plate, and Blue Jays break through here in the first inning.
And John Gibbons had to do that after he had his best view of it right there. He could see the catcher's leg across home plate from his vantage point in the Blue Jays dugout. So Reyes scores. It's 1-0 Blue Jays. Bautista picks up the RBI, his 74th. That was rather painless.
I thought it was going to take a little bit longer.
Edwin Encarnacion. First pitch strike. Edwin was 0 for 3 against Carroll in their previous matchups. Bautista was out at that time with that hamstring injury that took place the end of June. Blue Jays in desperate need of a win. They gained the game on Baltimore last night as the Orioles lost to the Indians. But they had a 7-game losing streak on the road snap last night, and Encarnacion is behind 0-2.
Hitters came through, I thought, for the Blue Jays last night. Their offense, to me, is looking dangerous again because of Encarnacion and Lynn back in the lineup. Reyes has been swinging a hot bat. Melky the same way.
Bouncing ball. Ramirez to second. Beckham back to first. Easy double play. 6-4-3 on the double play, but the Blue Jays take the lead. A fielder's choice RBI for Bautista. Hutchison has a lead. on the overturned play at the plate. Let's take a look at his lineup for this game this afternoon. Alejandro De Aza is back in the leadoff spot. Ramirez drops into the 2-hole, and then Jose Abreu, since the All-Star break, he's hit .350, 35 for 100. 7 extra base hits and 16 RBIs, but he has not homered in 16 games and 59 at-bats. Right behind him, Adam Dunn gets his second start in this series. He's 3 for 5 in this series. He has hit the Blue Jays well this season, 6 for 10 with a pair of doubles and 2 RBIs. He's the DH this afternoon.
Some big boys in the middle of that lineup that Drew Hutchison will have to navigate through. He started the first game of this road trip and actually started well against the Mariners. 4 shutout innings in his first 5 in that last start. Then in the 6th inning, he just could not finish that one. It all caved in for him, and he was out after 5 2/3 innings. This is his first start in his career against the Chicago White Sox.
Blue Jays have taken the lead for the 71st time this season. Alejandro De Aza, 2 for 4 in the series. 246. Fouls it back. You like these retro uniforms?
I love these things. I didn't like them when I played for the Sox. Spring training back in the early 80s with the number down on your pants and the color scheme and everything. But when they bring them back here on Sundays, I love them.
Yeah, they have a nice look. A throwback jersey. Goes back to the Carlton Fisk era.
You know, the ones that I really like was the red.
That's
all
my
red.
favorite one all time.
Yeah, with the pinstripes and everything.
Red pinstripes, the Dick Allen uniform. And that's it right there. And it was a beautiful uniform. And with that, they had powder blue road uniforms with red numerals and letters. They were spectacular. Had red hats with white socks across the hat.
Goose Gossage started right about that time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Dick Allen, Bill Melton.
There's Bainesy in his uniform. Harold Baines, a great player here for a long time. 2-2 to Diaz upstairs. It's a full count. That's the key for Hutchison today, to have a good outing.
I think he's got to command his fastball, and he's got to throw a lot of strikes with it. At times he gets a little bit ahead of himself, and that ball will leak up in the strike zone.
There's a ball knocked down by Lynn, but it's going to be an infield hit. Diaza with a single. Lynn saved extra bases right there. He's played pretty well at first since his return to the lineup. It's an infield hit to start the game. It's Cabrera, Rasmussen, Bautista in the outfield. Their normal setup. On the infield, Francisco's back at third. Reyes and Kawasaki up the middle. Lind has played well at first since his return to the lineup. And behind the plate, Josh Tolley makes just his 6th start, not catching R.A. Dickey.
There's the ball that's knocked down by Adam Lind. This certainly would have been 2, maybe even 3 by Diaz, the way that he can run, and the outfield was playing him the other way. Keeps the double play in order.
Shortstop Alexei Ramirez. He goes after the first pitch and lifts a high fly ball into center. Diaz is halfway between first and second. And now he'll go back to first, 1 out. Well, that was kind of gift out after that leadoff single. Ramirez showing no patience at all and gave Hutchison an easy out.
Yeah, I thought they might have tried to do something there where you got some speed at first base. You've got a hitter who is swinging a hot bat. Flies out easily to center field, and now the running game gets shut down because of the guy coming to the plate.
Yeah, you're not going to run now. You got Abreu, Dunn, and Garcia, the next 3 hitters. Big numbers across the board for Abreu. Mentioned he's hit .350 since the All-Star break. There goes Diaz. Totally can't find the handle. So much for our philosophy. You don't run with the big guy at the plate, but Diaz steals his 15th of the season.
Been thrown out 7 times. He got a big jump on Drew Hutchison, and then Josh Tolley fumbled the ball momentarily, trying to get the ball out of his glove.
We mentioned Tolley, his 32nd start, just the 6th start in which he is not catching R.A. Dickey. There's a pop-up on the infield. Reyes calling for it, now gives way to Kawasaki, who makes the catch behind second.
Oh, it's a big bat to set down right there. He has been swinging, been driving in a ton of runs for the White Sox.
Had a big RBI single in that 5-run first inning on Friday night, but Hutchison gets him to pop out. So now they're 2 down for Adam Dunn. Dunn did not play in yesterday's game with Burley starting, but he had a 3-hit game on Friday night. He had a couple of RBIs. He had 2 singles and a double. Dunn is an all or nothing guy. He's been able to pound the home runs. He's got 6 40 home run seasons on his resume. He's a 2-time All-Star. Got a little bit of a 5-game hit streak working right now.
Good changeup right there by Hutchison. He shows him the fastball inside and then pulls the string on Dunn. I think you have to pound Adam Dunn up and in. I think he likes the ball out over the plate where he can get those arms extended. I think you have to pound him up, and you got to pound him in.
Another changeup bounced in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. We're in the first. Blue Jays have a 1-0 lead. Jose Bautista, an RBI on a fielder's choice. Tried to get that inside corner. Right-handed hitter Avisail Garcia is on deck. They have a base open. It's just the first inning, but you'd think they'd go after Dunn a little more aggressively.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking also. It's just the first inning. I think you have to establish who you are in the first inning. Pitch around guys.
Another changeup, and this has popped into the seats. Well, it's a full count. I think you got an elevator fastball now. Just pound him inside, see if you can't get the strikeout.
For a big man who hits a lot of home runs, he is very patient at the plate. He's got a good idea of that strike zone.
There's that pitch inside. He was laid on, but fouls it out of play.
And it was up.
Drew Hutchison making his 25th start of the season. This is his first full season in the majors. Pitched in the big league in 2012, but that lasted just 10 starts as he suffered his elbow injury and underwent Tommy John surgery. That gets away from Toll. He's not sure where it is. De Aza will stop at third. Toll looked like he got crossed up. He was late reaching for that ball. It went off his glove. It's ruled a wild pitch. It's ball 4 to Dunn. And watch the reaction of the catcher. He set up down and in. He thought something was going to be down and in, and Hutch missed up and away.
And then he can't find the baseball as it ricochets off of his glove. Yeah, the way he set up and where he put his glove told me that he was looking for some kind of breaking ball down and in. Runner at second base. These two, they don't work with each other that much because Josh just catches the knuckleball.
Second time that he has caught Tolle, or Tolle has caught Hutchison. And that was a wild pitch charge to Hutchison. Now Avisail Garcia bats with 2 aboard. Again, the location is key to Hutchison's success, and I think he needs to be down more consistently and then use that high fastball as the surprise pitch.
Yeah, when he rushes a little bit too much, the lower half gets ahead of himself, and that's when that ball starts to go up in the strike zone.
Ball and a strike to Garcia.
When he is on time, if you will, as a pitcher where everything's working together, he can really drive that ball down in the strike zone. And Pete Walker was saying that's where it needs to live, right there, down.
Pretty good fastball. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Alejandro Diaz is at third. He singled, stole second, and reached on a wild pitch and had him down and walked. He's at first. Another breaking ball. Hutchison sometimes gets into patterns of pitches that becomes counterproductive, where now he's almost got himself into a slider pitch situation on a 2-2 count.
And he goes right back to it right there. Looks like he's having trouble with those baseballs. He's really rubbing them up once he gets them back from the home plate umpire. Like he cannot get a grip on it. Trying to mix in some perspiration and some dirt just to get a better grip on it.
Yeah, it's a cool day. It's 22 degrees. It doesn't seem to be really humid. Full count. Dunn will be off on the pitch. You saw Connor Gillespie on deck. He's a left-handed hitter. Full count to Garcia. There goes Dunn. Ball four. Back-to-back 2-out walks in the first, and Hutchison has thrown 22 pitches.
Even one of those outs was a first pitch out. And Pete Walker's going to come out and talk to him. Slow him down just a little bit, give him a breather.
Yeah, I think, anytime you get over 16, 18 pitches in an inning, it becomes kind of a concern for the pitching coach. He's got a red flag when a pitcher gets up to 30 pitches, and that's really alarming in one particular inning. But I think he wants to see Hutch be a little more aggressive. They got very defensive pitching Adam Dunn, and that has cost him.
Even when he got ahead of him, he got ahead of Garcia and started nibbling with that breaking ball. Look at him working over that baseball again.
I think one thing we have to remember, he's 23 years old. He's making his 25th start of the season, and this is his first big league full season. Connor Gillespie's a tough out. Gillespie had a hit in 4 at-bats last night. He had a 2-hit game in the opener. Hitting .311 for the season with 111 hits.
Very short swing. You see he chokes up just a little bit. Old school, no batting gloves. He's just trying to make contact.
Well, Blue Jays have taken the leads early, but haven't been able to protect them. They had one get away last night as the White Sox tied it up.
Yeah, they had a 3-0 lead with Mark Burley cruising really the first 5 innings last night. Offense bailed him out by getting runs late in that game.
Boy, right now Hutchison really struggling to throw strikes, and you can see the White Sox aren't so concerned because he hasn't thrown enough strikes to really make them worry about pitches. They're really tracking the ball right now.
I wonder if it would help him right here to go out of the windup with the bases loaded.
It's a good thought. Just to get the rhythm and timing back.
Out of the stretch, he just has not been able to find that release point.
Gets that one by Gillespie. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, he goes to that baseball trying to get a comfortable grip on it. Sometimes those baseballs can feel like softballs in your hand.
Slippery, and you just don't have that good grip. It's a big pitch right here, 2-2. He doesn't want to go to 3-2.
Ball is drilled to right field, high and deep, and gone. Grand slam home run for Connor Gillespie. His 5th homer of the season.
I think Gillespie knew he didn't want to go to 3-2. Drew Hutchison knew he didn't want to go to 3-2, so he throws a fastball. And Gillespie, who's been wearing out the Blue Jays, does it again. Down and in, right where you like it if you're a lefty. And the White Sox jump back ahead. It's a team that put together 2 5-run innings against the Blue Jays on Friday night that really propelled them to that win.
For 5 runs in the first and 5 runs in the 5th on Friday night. That led them to an 11-5 win. Gordon Beckham. Beckham hasn't hit much for the season. A 220 average, but he's hit 290 against the Blue Jays in his last 8 games here at U.S. Cellular Field. Beckham has hit 9th, 2nd, and now 7th in this 3-game series. Robin Ventura just trying to juggle his lineup to a point where it gets a good combination in there.
Well, it's working so far. A couple of walks did not help. 2 outs, a runner on base. Walk to Dunn, walk to Garcia.
There's a base hit. Beckham drills it to left field. White Sox have done a number on the Blue Jays in the first inning in this series. They sent 9 men to the plate and scored 5 runs on 5 hits. You saw Pete Walker called down to the bullpen, and that is Kyle Drabek, who was just recalled from AAA.
That's why he's here. This is why he is here, because of Stroman's 2/3 of an inning. They needed a pitcher who had some length.
Jordan Danks batting in the 8th spot. Danks with 3 hits in the series so far. It's a high fly ball deep to left field. This ball is back and gone. Jordan Danks hits a 2-run home run, his 2nd home run of the season, and that ball just continued to carry right out of the yard.
I thought that was going to be just a fly ball to center field, but it just kept carrying and carrying. The wind looks like it's from left to right. That's why I thought that ball was going to be held up, but it just kept carrying right out of the ballpark. He's another guy who has had a big series against the Blue Jays. Danks, changeup up. Hutch gets underneath that one right in his wheelhouse. And the Sox have hit around here in the first.
Bottom part of the order doing the damage. Connor Gillespie and Jordan Danks. Now they switch hitting catcher Adrian Nieto. Nieto played an A-ball last year in the national system. He played at Potomac, and he was a Rule 5 player. And the White Sox have kept him in the big leagues, and he's done a good job backing up Tyler Flowers.
Switch hitting catcher. You don't see a lot of those. I guess Matt Wieters might be the most famous one playing in the big leagues right now.
Really an asset, boy. You can have a switch hitting catcher, like getting an extra roster spot. It'd be nice if every backup catcher were a left-handed bat. That's the ideal combination, but when you have one that's a switch hitter, it's really a bonus.
Long inning for Hutch. 38 pitches now in the first inning.
Well, Hutch and Marcus Stroman both having trouble in the first inning. 1 and 2, cut on and missed. That'll end the inning. Drew Hutchison allowed 6 runs today in the first inning. He allowed 6 in his first 24 starts. Turn around, a couple of home runs, a grand slam by Connor Gillespie, and a 2-run homer by Jordan Danks.
Civic, Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays. And by Home Hardware, homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Beautiful day in Chicago as the White Sox have started the fireworks early. They've had fireworks after each of the first 2 games here, and they had first inning fireworks as they scored 6 runs in the first. Blue Jays got some work to do. Adam Lynn, he went 3 for 3 against Scott Carroll last time he faced him in Toronto back in June.
Starting the right guy right here also. You're right. Lindy has been wearing out the righties. This is a good matchup for Lynn. Change up. He stays back on. Carroll doesn't overpower you.
Blue Jays are going to have to really dig their heels in. They fell behind early on Friday night and never could make up ground.
They got close. And it was the second inning. Melky Cabrera hit a 2-run home run to pull them within 1, but then the White Sox kept pouring it on.
Cabrera home run made it 5-4. And then the White Sox got a run in the second and then 5 in the fifth, and that did it. So they have to have a patient approach.
And Carroll's approach should be, hey, my team just handed me a 5-run lead here. I'm going to pound that strike zone and force the Blue Jays to hit their way on. No free passes.
Then takes the leadoff walk. That's the last thing Robin Ventura wanted to see from his starter. Take a look at Carroll's last 4 starts, and they have been ugly. 665 earned run average. The opponents have hit over 300. They have a whip of 1.61, and he's given up 4 home runs. So the Blue Jays have to be patient and just trying to make him make mistakes and get back into this ball game.
3 walks per 9 innings. This guy spent 8 years in the minor leagues. Finally got a chance at the age of 29 to pitch in the big leagues. Again, not overpowering stuff. You can see he's pulling all those pitches out of the strike zone right now. If you're patient enough, he's going to give you something to hit.
Carroll was originally drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. Rasmus out in front, pulls it foul. Blue Jays had lost 7 straight road games until they won last night. They need to come back and win this series. They gained the game on Baltimore last night. They're 6.5 back in the East. This is popped down the left side and out of play. Carroll gave up 2 runs to the Blue Jays the last time he faced him in the first inning, and then gave up a run in the second, 2 more in the fourth, and he was out after 5. About 5 earned runs on 7 hits his first time against the Blue Jays. Strike 3 called. Carroll strikes out Rasmus, first out of the top of the second.
His fastball moved a little bit. That time it came back. Colby thought it was under his knees. But home plate umpire says that's high enough, and that's Carroll's first strikeout of the afternoon.
Munenori Kawasaki has hit well against the White Sox this season. He's 8 for 19 against Chicago. He had a pinch base hit last night in the 7th that sparked that 3-run inning. He also added an opposite field hit. He was 2 for 2 in the game coming off the bench.
Kevin Seitzer talked to him in spring training and said, you know, go back up through the middle and think about trying to slash the ball the other way. He gets in his problems when he tries to pull the ball too much, and that's exactly where all his hits have been going, the other way or right back through the middle.
Downstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Right on the corner.
Mooney's got him right where he wants him. 2 strikes.
2 strikes, boy. He has great at bats with 2 strikes. He hangs tough. He has spoiled a lot of close pitches. Gets a piece of that pitch. .260 average with 2 strikes. Give you an idea where that stands up against baseball. The major league average with 2 strikes is 177. That's pretty impressive. He is way above average with 2 strikes.
Keep it simple. Don't try and do too much. There's another pitch. They have to throw him a fastball.
Yeah, you don't want to walk him. You got a power guy on deck, and Kawasaki reminding himself, stay up the middle.
Seitzer also asked him, he said, what kind of year you have? And he says, I'm having my best year in the major leagues. He said, why? He says, because I'm thinking about shooting the ball back through the middle or the other way. I'm not over committing too quickly.
Bouncing ball. Beckham goes to second. They get 1 there. Not at first. Kawasaki hustles down the line and keeps the inning alive. Kawasaki hits into the fielder's choice. 4-6 at second. Linda's out.
Tough double play to try and turn by the White Sox, but they do a heck of a job. They made that closer than I thought they would. Beckham is a converted shortstop. He had a good turn and relay over to Ramirez, who had a great turn at second base.
Juan Francisco came into the game as a pinch hitter in last night's game. Actually entered the game as a defensive replacement and struck out in his only at bat. Struck out in the 8th inning. Breaking ball, that's what he's going to see a lot of.
Carroll's curveball, so-so. Doesn't really command it, doesn't really have the bite that you need to get hitters out. We saw him hang that one to Reyes. He does that to Francisco. There's going to be 2 runs on the board.
Chicago has a 6-1 lead. And Carroll, he's not too anxious to throw it over. Kind of surprised when you think they have a 5-run cushion and the walks are going to be the problem for him. He's given up a walk in this inning.
And where you are in the lineup, bottom part of the lineup of the Blue Jays.
Bounce foul outside of first. Pretty rough stretch for Francisco. He's 1 for his last 31 with 13 strikeouts. Hit a double in the Seattle series. That's been his only hit. Right to Ramirez. He looked at second and didn't have a play there. He went to first for the out. The inning is over. Blue Jays leave a base runner. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Chicago with a 6-1 lead. The Mark Burley Bobblehead Day will take place Sunday, August 24th, and the Blue Jays take on the Tampa Bay Rays. Game time is 1:07 p.m. The first 20,000 fans will receive a Mark Burley Bobblehead. Call the Jays at 416-341-1234 or log online at bluejays.com. That is 1,000 feet above the street in the John Hancock Building. It's a new amusement attraction called the Tilt. And if you'll watch, that window is going to tilt out so you can lean out over the street and get a different perspective of the city of Chicago.
What is so amusing about that? That was spooky looking.
You lean right out over there and look right down in the street. I'm getting weak knees just talking about it.
It looked like the window was moving down. You just hold on to it?
Yeah,
and
you just wait till it gets flush out over the street.
Did you have flashbacks right there?
It was awful.
To you know what?
Yeah.
When we were leaning out over the tower?
Edge walk. That is 1,000 feet up on the John Hancock Building in downtown Chicago. So if you ever bored and need something to do, stop by the John Hancock Building. There's a fly ball. This is going to get down and split the outfielders and go all the way to the warning track. Diaza is at second. He has settled for a double. He is 2 for 2 already in this game.
Robbed of extra bases his first time up by a nice play by Adam Lynn. He ended up with an infield single. He would come around to score. That time it looked like another changeup that is up in the strike zone. It's so key for Drew to get the ball down. He's not going to overpower you. He doesn't have that great movement where he gets it off the barrel of the bat, so he's got to get the ball down. And right now, everything is belt high.
Prior to this series, the Blue Jays had allowed 42 first inning runs. That was the fewest in the majors. In this series, they've allowed 11 first inning runs in the 3 games. Marcus Stroman gave up 5 on Friday night in the first, and Drew Hutchison gave up a 6th spot in the first here this afternoon. Both times 9 White Sox hitters came to the plate. Ground ball. Francisco will look Diaza back. Throws to first. Ramirez is retired. Jose Abreu will come to the plate. He popped out his first time up. And Abreu has had 2 long hit streaks. You look at the 18-gamer, June 15th through the 4th, and then he had a 21-gamer later on.
He has also had a 25-game hit streak on the road this year. Now, those are outstanding numbers on top of the home runs and the production. The .338 average during the 18-gamer and the .429 average during 21. He's a consistent approach at the plate every time he steps into the batter's box.
1 out, a man at second. He didn't mean to. Hits a little dribbler. Francisco bobbles it, and Diaza will stop at third. He hit that ball so softly it wasn't going to get to the shortstop. Abreu ends up at first. It should be an infield hit. Diaza goes to third.
He had to uncoil Abreu at the plate, so the Blue Jays, I thought, had a shot. Watch, they tear him up inside and he gets jammed. Doesn't run that well. If Francisco comes up with that with his good arm, he might have had a shot, but he looks it into his glove and then drops it. So it should be an infield hit.
It is an infield hit for Abreu. 6 hits now for the White Sox, and just 1 out. Adam Dunn. He walked with 2 outs in the first. This should be 2. 1 hopper to Kawasaki. Reyes to Lind, and Hutchison is out of the inning. A double play ends it. Couple of hits, no runs for the White Sox. Will move to the 3rd. Toronto Blue Jays. Breaking news, photos, videos, opinions, and tweets. A one-stop shop for everything Blue Jays. The Blue Jays Rundown only on sportsnet.ca. The headline on the Rundown today, the report. Anthopoulos will return to Jays next season. It has been reported that Alex Anthopoulos and John Gibbons will be back for next year. They have not addressed it. They have not commented on it. But you would think that they're both aware of it.
And if there's reports out there, it's got to be true, right?
Okay. That's what you say. In this day and age, you don't know. But
don't you believe everything you read?
I'd like to check it out before I really go with it. I like to say, wait till they get to the podium and make the announcement. Josh Thole fouls it out of play. It's a ball and a strike to Blue Jays catcher. (6-1) White Sox. Scott Carroll given a 5-run lead early in this game. It's a fly ball down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Diaz makes the catch. Tolley's retired, 1 down.
He's going to have to go through Reyes, Cabrera, and Bautista now and bring his A. This is the best hitters the Blue Jays have right here. And the guy coming up to the plate, Jose Reyes, this season, on that first pitch, he's hitting over 500. So you've got to be able to make a pitch against Jose. Look at his average.
.291. He's extended his hit streak to 9 games with a leadoff double in the first. And Scott Carroll wasn't going to let him hit that first pitch. Nope. Reyes scored an interesting run. There you see his numbers for the hit streak. Reyes came in from third on a ground ball to the first baseman, Abreu. He went to Nieto, the catcher, with the ball, and Nieto blocked home plate. Reyes stepped on the shin guard of the catcher that was firmly across home plate, never touched home, and was eventually tagged out. John Gibbons asked for the review, and it was overturned. So the Blue Jays took the lead 1-0.
First time that I've seen a run score without a batter or a runner touching the plate.
Reyes gets jammed. It's the weak grounder to second. 2 quick outs. We'll go back to the top of the first and show you how the Blue Jays scored. Reyes is coming home, not sliding. There's no place to slide. Steps squarely on the leg of the catcher. The umpire at home plate calls Reyes out for not touching the base. Nieto tagged him. Clint Fagan called him out, and then Gibbons asked for the review, and it was overturned. Melky Cabrera had a sac bunt in the first. After Reyes doubled, Melky bunted the first pitch, and when he returned to the dugout, it looked like John Gibbons was asking him, "Why'd you do that?"
You're hitting .314 with a lot of production.
Just as soon have him do that. A bullet into center. Melky Cabrera with a 2-out hit. You were right about the top of the order. This is where they got to get it done against Scott Carroll.
Their best hitters bunched together here. That's why I was hoping that Josh Thole would get on base, turn that lineup over, and have Reyes, Cabrera, Bautista, and Encarnacion Lynn come up. They're swinging hot bats right now. Look what Melky's done over his last 12.
.378. 17 hits in 12 games. Bautista picked up an RBI in the first inning. Slaps this one foul. Abreu made a nice play of it, losing foul ground. Been a little bit of a struggle for Jose recently coming into this game. He was hitting .222 over his last 9 games. Hits this one past the third baseman Gillespie in the left. So back-to-back hits with 2 outs.
O2 pitch caught a lot of part of the plates, and he's lucky that ball did not leave the ballpark. Hoping for an atom ball right here. 0-2. You want to do something off the plate, but it's right where Jose can hit it. And again, he's lucky Jose didn't get that ball airborne. But it's by Gillespie. That's the first ball that we've been able to get by Gillespie this series.
Yeah, he's had a good series defensively at third base, and that was the surprise that he didn't make a play on them. So it kind of showed Will step in. He grounded into a double play to end the first. Scott Carroll, a 29-year-old rookie, his first opportunity to work in the big leagues. It's been a long time in the minor leagues, and you feel happy for guys that finally get their opportunity. Kind of like Todd Redmond and his long tenure in the minors before he got a significant opportunity.
You just keep coming to the ballpark. You keep showing up until they tell you they don't want you anymore. But 8 years in the minor leagues with the Reds. And he also spent some time in the White Sox organization before being called up. 107 starts in minor leagues.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to wonder if you're ever going to get your opportunity. And you have to applaud the guys that hang with it. Down low. His career started in 2007 in Billings, Montana, when he went from Dayton to Sarasota, Carolina, Lynchburg, Louisville, Birmingham, Charlotte, Bristol, Birmingham, and Chicago.
That's a lot of addresses.
Strike on the corner. Full count, 2 outs. Blue Jays trying to mount a rally here in the third. Carroll retired the first 2, and then Melky Cabrera and Bautista have back-to-back singles. They'll be off on this pitch. And there go the runners. Ball in the dirt. Ball 4. So that'll bring Lind to the plate. Lind has had 4 plate appearances against Scott Carroll. He's had 3 hits and a walk. So he knows what he's dealing with.
Blue Jays got to score some runs here. I thought last night they had a chance to score some runs. They had the bases loaded and 2 outs. If they could have scored there, that would have got Mark Burley the win.
Well, you saw Robin Ventura in the dugout, and if they had that little cloud over his head in the dugout, the words inside that cloud would have been, "Are you kidding me?"
The little thought bubble over his head. Really? 2 quick outs, and now the next thing I'm looking up, and the bases are loaded.
And I got Lind at the plate.
Yeah.
Then takes strike 1. Well, the White Sox have a grand slam today. Conor Gillespie had his first career grand slam. Lind has 3 grand slams. Oh, he swings at a borderline pitch, a little off-speed pitch that Carroll got him to chase. It's 0-2.
You see Adam shaking his head saying, "I need to lay off of that one."
Three for 3 with a walk for Lind. He drove in 3 runs the last time he faced him. Carroll made an 0-2 mistake to Bautista. He's got a similar situation now to Lind, and Nieto, the young catcher, is out to discuss this next pitch.
Yeah, let's be exactly sure what we want to do here with this dangerous hitter. You can see back through the middle where the second baseman is playing, there's a huge hole. You hit a ground ball to the regular spot where the second baseman is, it's going to be 2 runs for the Blue Jays.
Ground ball. Beckham over to his right. The inning is over. The Blue Jays leave the bases loaded. They threaten but can't break through in the third. Chicago still has that 5-run lead. Pizza Saturday, August 30th. Blue Jays will take on the New York Yankees. It's a 107 start. All children 14 and under will receive a Blue Jays Junior Jays poster. Call the Jays at 416-341-1234 or log online at BlueJays.com and get your tickets for the Junior Jays poster giveaway day. Saturday, August 30th. Good looking poster. A lot of Blue Jay players on the poster. Have a nice opportunity out at the ballpark on Junior Jays Saturday.
Yankees are in town. You get to see Derek Jeter, get that poster, maybe get some autographs on it. Sounds like a good day.
Should be a good weekend. Abisail Garcia takes the first pitch. Strike. Drew Hutchison trying to get things back on track. Hutch was touched up for 6 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. A high fly ball into left field. Melky Cabrera calls for it. 1 out.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Brought to you by the 2014 Honda Civic. Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row. And the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Welcome back to U.S. Cellular Field. This is the final game of this 3-game series. They've had big crowds on hand in the first 2 games. Connor Gillespie hit a grand slam, his first career grand slam that came in the first inning. First of 2 home runs the White Sox hit against Drew Hutchison.
He's had a good series. That's 3 grand slams now this year by the White Sox. Abreu, Ramirez, and now Gillespie. Big blow in that inning.
There's a drive to center, but Rasmus was deep. This ball is carrying. Boy, the ball is traveling to left center. Drew Hutchison has ran into a rough patch here in the second half of the season. On June 3rd, at a .350 earned run average, he was 14th in the major league. Since his ERA average is .582, 55th in the American League. And it's not unusual for a young pitcher in his first full season to have some adjustment periods. Drew's had some real good games and some shaky games.
Yeah, that's the inconsistency that you're going to see from young pitchers. I think also what you just said, the first full season in the major leagues, it's a long, long year. And pitchers are going through these American League lineups. Every pitch is important. There's no freebies in these lineups, and you learn to get through it. And remember, he only pitched maybe a couple of months last year, coming off the Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, he got back to pitching last season. It was just a tough year for him.
So now you're asking him, again, he's making his 25th start, obviously the most in the major leagues. A lot of innings. There's going to be good ones and there's going to be some poor ones.
He missed the first 115 games of the 2013 season before he got back. His surgery came on June 15th of 2012. So yeah, it's a process, but I think this has been a good year for him. Not only did he make the club out of spring training and secure the 5th spot in the rotation, and he became one of the 5 starters, but the process. He had a great game in Texas, his first career complete game. He one-hit the Orioles. He's had a lot of highs. Bautista charging hard, makes a nice catch in foul territory. A very determined run by Jose Bautista. That sliding catch ends the inning. 3 fly ball outs in the 3rd. Bautista made up his mind he was going to catch this one, and the ball takes him into foul ground. Nice play. Providers across Canada in the new WWE Netback subscription package. Relive epic WWE moments with hours of on-demand content and every live pay-per-view, including SummerSlam. Available now on the WWE Netback subscription service on Rogers Channel 512. If you're not a Rogers customer, call your local service provider for details and let them know you want all of the WWE programming, or visit WWE.com for more information. Kobe Rasmus takes the first pitch strike. Kobe caught looking at strike 3 his first time up. That's the only strikeout for Scott Carroll this afternoon. Blue Jays got to figure out a way to cash in. They got the bases loaded in the 3rd, but couldn't do anything. They sent 6 men to the plate and couldn't score a run.
Well, one way to do it, I think, is to start that rally before you get to 2 outs. They got the first 2 batters and then 3 straight made it on against Carroll. Start that rally early.
There's a liner into the shift. Gordon Beckham was positioned perfectly. That is traditionally an extra base hit down the right field corner, but Beckham was in that shift.
You know, that's why it's so tough to hit right now. You've got 3 infielders on the right side. You hit what normally would be an easy single to right field, and there's the second baseman standing right there. 3 infielders on one side. The specialization of the bullpen with a bunch of hard throwers. That's why it makes it tough to hit right now.
Yeah, the offensive numbers are down in both leagues because of a number of things, but the shifts contribute. Also, the arms in the bullpen we're seeing consistently. And Aaron Sanchez is part of that. You bring him out of the bullpen, he's throwing 97, 98 miles an hour, and you see him for one, maybe two innings, and you don't have a chance to make adjustments.
You used to get those tired guys down there in that bullpen. Now everything is specialized. Specialized lefties, righties, ground ball pitchers, strikeout pitchers, closers, setup guys.
I was talking with Bill Melton, the great third baseman that played here for the White Sox, and he does the pre and post game show, and we were talking about that. I said, who used to pitch in the bullpen when you and I played? He said, the worst pitchers. And you know, they'd have a closer, but everybody else was just starters that couldn't start. Kawasaki caught looking at strike three, second out of the inning, second strikeout of the day for Carroll.
Bob Stanley and I were talking about that same thing on the bench before the ball game today. Said when he started, there were 5 guys in the bullpen, and they rarely pitched. The starters took care of everything.
Yeah. There was a time in Baltimore in the 70s when they had a 9-man staff. They had 4 starters and 5 relievers. And there was a guy named Dave Leonard who was part of the World Series years when they were playing so well. He'd make maybe 20 appearances a season. He never pitched.
20. That's a good month right now for some guys. Or 2. It's changed. The starters used to go a lot longer. There was no such thing as pitch counts.
Tapped back to the mound. Scott Carroll. Much better inning. 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. Runs and 4 strikeouts. We saw that last time the Blue Jays faced Seattle. Chris Young was terrific, and boy, he doesn't get the attention he deserves. He's been as consistent as Hernandez and Iwakuma.
85-mile-an-hour fastball up, and he's getting outs. Tell me, how does that happen?
He's 11-6 for the season. His ERA is 3.08 as we speak. He's put together a heck of a year. He's 35 years old, and he was a late addition for the Mariners. That's a fair ball. Lindell will step on the bag. Jordan Danks is retired, 3 unassisted.
Right at the end of spring training, Lloyd McClendon says he's been a godsend and a savior to that pitching staff for Seattle.
They had Iwakuma hurt. He didn't start until May. Taijuan Walker's a rookie. He has regressed and went back to the minor leagues. But yeah, what a terrific find that has been. He made 1 start for the Mariners in spring training, and they signed him, and he was in the rotation. Adrian Nieto struck out to end the 1st inning. Hits this one hard, backhanded by Reyes. He takes his time. 2 down. Well, Drew Hutchison has finally found his groove. He got a double play to end the second. Retired the side in order in the third and has the first 2 outs here in the fourth.
And here's what I sensed on that double play watching Drew work right here. Adam Dunn was at the plate. They just had an infield single. It was first and third, and it was almost like Hutch said, okay, that's enough. I've had enough. And he's dialed it up just a notch. Said, okay, I'm tired of messing around here. I'm going to start attacking these hitters, and it's worked out for him.
Back to the top of the order. Alejandro De Aza has 2 hits, and this is going to be an easy inning. Kawasaki broke back. He hustles in to make the catch. 3 up, 3 down. 7 in a row retired by Drew Hutchison. Now we'll have to go to the offense. 5 pitches for Hutchison. Now it's time for Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Will take on the Tampa Bay Rays. The game starts at 7:07 p.m. Come on down to Rogers Center early and check out the pregame festivities happening outside of gate number 10. Blue Jays alumni Dwayne Ward and Tom Henke will be signing autographs from 5:30 to 6:30. Call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234 or log online to BlueJays.com and get your tickets for the next Summer Friday Fan Festival. It's all presented by McCarty.
Had to figure that Ward and Henke were going to be together, right?
How about that, Ward and Henke? I guess Ward signs first, and then Henke closes.
Finishes it off, right?
Josh Tolley, the catcher, trying to get something going here in the 5th. Rolls over and bounces it into the dugout. There's a foul ball down the other side. Tolley grew up in Breeze, Illinois, outside of St. Louis. He's got his family here. His mom and dad are here. His brother's here in Chicago, as they've had some time to spend together. And it's been a good visit for him.
His dad Mike's here in town.
Saw Mike last night.
Mike is just like Josh, or Josh is just like Mike. Friendly, outgoing.
Yeah, loves baseball.
Loves
Always anxious
baseball.
to talk about the game.
That's nice. He's got a son in the big leagues. He can come and watch him in Chicago.
Jay Happ's from Chicago as well. He's got family here. Mark Burley lives down in Missouri. He probably had his family here. I know his mom and dad were not able to come up to watch his game last night. with an off day tomorrow. You might expect that he'll go home and spend some time at home. 2-2, nobody out. Blue Jays need a rally. They trail by 5. Down low, it's a full count. You just got to believe that if they get a couple aboard, turn the lineup over to the Bautista and Carnacion section, they can probably get back in this game.
That's exactly what I was thinking. It's a big at bat right here for Josh to get on base for Reyes.
And he does. Lead off walk. Let's check in with Jamie Kemp, who's got an update for us. Thank you, Jamie. That's Hiroki Kuroda with a 2-hit performance through 5 innings. He's allowed a single run. Jeremy Hellickson is out of the game. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. Ellsbury with the RBI. Tampa Bay lost, and they're under 500 again. Reyes goes after the pitch and singles it into center. A little soft liner into center. So here come the Blue Jays. Guys that have been getting the key hits all year long, doing it again.
You turn this lineup over with runners on base with the Blue Jays, you're almost guaranteeing that they're going to score a run. Little soft single in the center field after that breaking ball. It looked like a changeup, and Reyes fooled momentarily, gets it off the end of the bat, but gets enough of it to get it into center field. First 2 reach here in 5th.
He threw him a changeup and he hit a changeup. Reyes is 2 for 3. Melky Cabrera singled to center his last time up. Melky takes the first pitch strike. Well, he just has a game plan. Sometimes he'll step in there and just want to look at that first pitch. Other times he's ready to hack. He's got his finger on the trigger.
If you have that reputation of taking that first pitch, you're going to get one like you did last night. First pitch, and he ripped it into the gap in right center field.
Changeup missed away.
Tell you what, I don't know if Scott Carroll has a pitch to get Melky Cabrera out. That sinker with the movement on it goes right to his barrel.
Melky's got him zeroed in now. 2-1. Cabrera has 159 hits. That's 10 behind Altuve for the lead in the American League. At the start of play today, he was 6th in the American League in batting average at .314.
Hard to imagine as many hits as Melky Cabrera has had this year. We've seen them all. That Altuve has 10 more. That's hard to believe.
You know what? Every time I look at the box score, Altuve's got 2 hits. Turn the page, he's got 2 hits. Turn the page, he's got 2 hits. Every time. He got 169 hits. He's got 52 multi-hit games. That's the best in the American League, and he's got the best batting average at .335.
Melky's got a little bit of an advantage being the switch hitter.
Well, he spoils that pitch. You talk about protecting the plate. He picked that thing right off the ground. Could see his reaction too. He said, boy, that was tough to get to.
Come on, give me something better to hit right there. That one was a nasty pitch.
I think what he was doing, looking at the end of that barrel to see if he scooped up any dirt. He's got that cupped out barrel on the end of that bat, but that ball was just barely above the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ground ball knocked down by Gillespie. All they're going to get is 1. They don't even do that. Melky Cabrera hustling down the line gets himself another hit. Gillespie had to dive, and they were only going to have 1 play. That was to first, but Melky legged out the infield hit. Robin Ventura's got to be thinking, are you kidding me again?
The hit by Cabrera. Let's give a little kudos to Jose Reyes also at first base, that he hustles down to second base so Gillespie does not have a play, the shorter throw to second base. He's got to go across the diamond. By that time, it's too late. Cabrera beats it out. I tell you, the top of this order is amazing. They can start and finish rallies with the best of them.
4 hits for Reyes and Cabrera combined. They are 4 for 5 officially, and Bautista is up. He's had an RBI and a base hit. Hot shot right to the third baseman. Beckham back to first, double play. Tolle comes in to score. Bautista rifled that ball to third, but right at the third baseman.
All over that ball, Jose was. He's not going to get an RBI on that double play, but that ball was hit hard to Gillespie. If he's in a little bit more, it was hit so hard. I thought he might step on the bag, go to second, and try and do a triple play. This ball was smoked. But you can see he's off the bag a little bit deep, and around the horn they go for the double play.
Wouldn't have been something had he had the chance to step to third, because he certainly got the ball in time. But he was behind the bag, and it would have taken him out of that possibility. But he gets 2, 5-4-3 on the double play. Tolle comes in to score. It's a 6-2 game. Reyes ends up at third. Encarnacion. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. High fly ball to left. If it's fair, it's got. It is a home run. Right over the wall in left. It just kept carrying and carrying, and it's a brand new ball game. Edwin Encarnacion is back. His 27th home run, RBIs 71 and 72.
Yeah, it just took him a couple of days to get that timing down. The ball has been really carrying to left field this afternoon. It looked like a fly ball, but then it got up in the jet stream and just kept carrying. The Piazza got back to the wall. Looked like he might have had a play on it, then just gave up on it as Encarnacion comes up with a clutch 2-out home run.
All started because Carroll walked the number 9 hitter. Bautista hit a ball hard. It turned into a double play. This should end the inning. A grounder to short. Ramirez throws out Lynn. The inning is over, but it's a brand new ball game. The Blue Jays put up a 3 spot in their half of the 5th. Edwin Encarnacion is back. A high fly ball to left that went out of the ballpark. Home run number 27. 6-4 White Sox. Here come the Jays. middle of Florida, and that's where Drew Hutchison went to high school. And there are some notable athletes that came out of that same high school, including Chris Sale, who pitches for the White Sox, one of the best left-handers in all of baseball. But also, how about some other sports? Boog Powell is a great baseball player, first baseman for the Orioles. Andy Bean, the PGA player. Lee Jansen and Maurice and Marquise Pouncey, two football players in the NFL, were in high school when Hutchison was there. So it's a very good school for athletics in the center of the state of Florida. This popped up totally back to the screen, and it's a couple rows back out of play. I asked Drew Hutchison about his high school. He and Sale were teammates on the baseball team. You can imagine what kind of dominant baseball team they had. But he said, well, we were really known for our football team, including the Pouncey twins, who made it to the NFL. So it's about 60 miles, well, not 60, about 40 miles east of Tampa. And Chris Sale and Drew Hutchison, pretty good high school pitchers on the same team.
Yeah, and I was hoping, as that ball is foul, hoping that Sale was going to pitch today against Hutch. It's his normally scheduled day, but they had an off day, so they elected to push him back. He would have pitched today. That would have been a lot of fun. The two high schoolers going against each other.
That would have been great. Obviously, they have talked to each other about their high school days. And Sale went on to college. He played at Florida Gulf Coast College. That became prominent for their run in the NCAA tournament. And Sale became very popular then, not only because he was a pitcher, but because he went to Florida Gulf Coast and they had a dream season going into the NCAA basketball tournament. That was 2 years ago, I believe.
Didn't spend a lot of time in the minor leagues. Came almost directly to the big leagues.
Yeah, he was really a dominant pitcher early on, so they advanced him, and he worked out of the bullpen first and then become one of the best left-handed starters in all of baseball.
Isn't it funny how people say, well, he went to Florida Gulf Coast League, so he hasn't faced good competition. If you've got stuff, I don't care where you went to school, you're going to be able to get guys out.
Now, Sale, talk about not much time in the minor leagues. How about 14 1/3? Not much time, yeah.
Innings, right.
14 1/3 innings total. 2 seasons. This ball is drilled to center field. Rasmus has a beat on it over to his left and makes the catch. One out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. He's a busy guy. Cleveland, and given the Orioles' problems over the first 2 games of this series, and when you look ahead, the Orioles, they will have the White Sox tomorrow right here in Chicago. Chris Sale, now there's your wish right there. Chris Sale goes up against the Orioles.
That's a good thing. He's going to pitch against the Orioles. How about the Blue Jays?
But Norris, he'll be on the mound for Baltimore.
White Sox have another pitcher that they just drafted. They just moved him up at AAA. It reminds a lot of people of Chris Sale. Carlos Rodon. Going to be in the big leagues, they think, by September.
Abreu fouls it back. He has popped out and had an infield single. Hot shot, backhanded by Reyes. He takes his time on the money. 2 down. Boy, Drew Hutchison has settled down, and that's a good thing. He could have caved in after that 6-run first inning, but he didn't. And that's the makeup you and I see. He might not show it outwardly, but he's a fierce competitor.
Yeah, and again, one more time, when Dunn came up, Adam Dunn came up in that second inning, you could just sense that Drew had had enough. They were knocking him around in the first and second inning, and he said, okay, enough's enough, and started throwing that fastball a little bit harder with a little bit more purpose, and he's been good.
being a competitor doesn't mean you slam your glove down in the dugout and knock over the bubble gum. It means you go out there and make a statement pitch like he did to Adam Dunn. 2 outs. Here is Dunn.
Dunn had an interesting take on the game the other day, Friday, when Marcus Stroman got out. He said some of those balls, they fell in, they weren't hit hard. If he found it, he was liable to go out there and throw 6-7 innings against us.
This is going to be in front of Bautista. He plays it on the short hop, and Dunn snaps the streak of Hutchinson retiring 9 straight before that single.
They kept the pressure on the Blue Jays that day, as Aaron Loop is now up in the bullpen.
Well, Hutchinson has worked hard here, although his pitch count is 74. That first inning really.
39 of them.
Yeah, he got to him in the first inning.
39 pitches in that first inning, so he has settled down.
That's why you can never take a pitch count just in black and white. You've got to realize what goes into that number. And that 38 pitch first inning really took a lot out of him. But he was able to rebound, and he's kept the ball club within striking distance.
He's got to get Garcia right here. They got Loop up, and it's probably for the left-hander on deck. If he gets him, he could probably start next inning.
Yeah, Connor Gillespie is the left-handed bat on deck. Garcia waves at it. 1-1 to the right fielder. Gillespie hit his first career grand slam off Hutchinson in the first inning. One of 2 first inning home runs. Danks had the other. It was a 2-run opposite field home run to left. Garcia reaches for it, and he pops it into the seats. They need to get the Blue Jays back on offense. Kobe Rasmus is scheduled to start the top of the 6th inning. Jack Gibbons would like to get some of those guys on at the bottom of the order and turn it back over to the top of the order.
And keep the momentum that feels like it's starting to go back over into the Blue Jays dugouts.
Garcia strikes out. Hutchinson does his thing. He strikes out Garcia to end the 5th and go to the 6th. It'll be Rasmus, Kawasaki, and Francisco when we come back. Sportsnet World when Burnley matches up against Chelsea for the best in Barclays Premier League. Stay with Sportsnet all season long. Action continues on Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern on Sportsnet World. The best of the best in the Premier League soccer action, so make sure you check it out. Had some great games already, man. City beat Newcastle 2-0 yesterday. Kobe Rasmus 0 for 2 so far. Needs to get something going. Rasmus lined out to Beckham, who was in right field his last time up. He rolls over on this first pitch.
Well, one way he can get something going is right back through the middle. They've got that shift on with 3 infielders on the right side and just Connor Gillespie, the third baseman, on the left side of the infield. 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Take a shot.
There's a ground ball that's going to beat the shift. Rasmus sneaks one through. A leadoff single. Robin Ventura, the manager of the White Sox, has the bullpen up and throwing. This is a look at this leadoff single pulled through the right side, but it finds a hole. Daniel Webb, the big right-hander, and Eric Surkamp, the only lefty in the White Sox bullpen. They're loosening up. They have both pitched in this series. Surkamp went an inning plus with a couple batters. Kawasaki goes after the first pitch.
That is rare. At times when there's a runner at first base and they're holding him on, he'll take his shot of trying to pull the ball to right field. There's a hole on the right side of the infield. He'll try, but then he'll go right back to his game, just trying to play pepper with the left field.
Came right after him. He's ahead 0-2. Cale working in the 6th. The last time the Blue Jays faced him, they knocked him out after 5. He lasted just 5 innings. Gave up 5 runs on 7 hits. Almost the same line this afternoon. 4 runs on 7 hits, but he has a 2-run lead. Outside.
He'll get his share of ground balls with that sinker. They bunch the middle of the field right now against Kawasaki with 2 strikes.
There's a ground ball. This could be 2. Ramirez will go to the bag, step on second, throw to first, double play. Carroll made a good pitch. He got Kawasaki to hit it on the ground right at the shortstop, and that's a huge double play for Chicago.
With that sinker that he has, he'll get his share of grounders. That time they had him played perfectly. Kawasaki has snuck a couple of base hits back through the middle when the shortstop is overshifted in the hole. That time straight up, and it worked out for him. Double play.
3 ground ball double plays off the bats of the Blue Jays today, and that has kept them from really getting back in this game. Now Francisco will bat with 2 outs and nobody on. There's a base hit. That's going to go down into the right field corner. Francisco hustling towards second. Garcia digs it out. Francisco will get there standing up with a 2-out double. #15th double of the season for Francisco.
Snaps a streak by Juan. Been struggling a little bit. That time that ball was center cut right down the middle, and he rips it into the corner.
Francisco, that's just his 2nd hit in 34 at bats. Both have been doubles. Here comes Robin Ventura, and he's going to make a pitching change. He's got a lefty and a righty. This will be interesting to see how John Gibbons handles this. He's got Navarro on the bench, who was given the day off. He's a switch hitter. They're going to bring in the right-hander Daniel Webb, former Blue Jay farmhand. So Webb will come in taking over for Scott Carroll. Francisco with the 2-out double. Josh Tolley, the scheduled batter, but you can see Navarro going to the helmet rack. looking for his helmet. He's going to come on to pinch hit. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Webb against Navarro. On your smartphone, visit RogersAnyPlaceTV.com/sports to get started. And Anyplace TV, you'd be able to watch this game at the lake at the cottage down on Lake Ontario. But now you're going to see Daniel Webb, a former farmhand of the Blue Jays, making his second appearance in this series.
Yeah, he was an 18th round draft pick in 2009 by the Blue Jays. Came over to the White Sox in a trade. He's got a good arm, good hard sinker, decent swing and miss off-speed pitch. So trying to close out this inning. He's going to face the pinch hitter.
Gianni Navarro did not face Webb on Friday night. Navarro batting for Tolle. Way outside. Boy, you just get a good feeling about this if you're the Jays. You're into the bullpen. It's the 6th inning. The White Sox have one left-hander. They have to be very prudent with how they use him. Francisco with a 2-out double, and the Blue Jays are only down by 2.
I always like my chances when you've got Reyes, Cabrera, Bautista, Encarnacion coming up.
In case you're just joining us, Edwin hit his first home run coming off the disabled list, a 2-run shot in the 5th. Melky's got 2 hits again today. What's new? As does Reyes. That's bounced foul. Reyes and Cabrera are better than the vitamin. They're 2 a day.
Yeah. Every day.
Every day they get 2. Reyes, I think, has his sights set on 300. Gianni Navarro, the pinch hitter. He has a 2-1 count. Now it's 3-1. Reyes is next.
Boy, he threw him a couple of breaking balls early in this at bat. Fell behind. Now he's got to come to him. He doesn't want to walk him and then turn that lineup over.
Navarro 3 for 13 as a pinch hitter. He takes his strike. Now it's full. The ball carries so well here in this ballpark. Outfielders are deep, and Francisco can have a decent chance to score should there be a base hit. There's a base hit that's going to get down in front of Garcia. He's got a big arm. Here's the throw to the plate. Not in time. Gianni Navarro with another big RBI. For Navarro, That's his 53rd RBI of the season. That's one off his career high.
Boy, and he has come up with some clutch hits for the Blue Jays all season long. Webb falls behind again, and now he's got to come to. He doesn't want to face Reyes, so he throws a fastball right there, and Navarro smokes it on one hop. This wasn't a very good throw, I didn't think. Offline, and Francisco gets the go-ahead from Rivera, and he scores as the ball is offline. Big turn at first base, and Navarro comes up with a clutch hit.
Reyes goes after the first pitch. It's popped up in foul ground. Gillespie gets there, but misread it. He took a bad route. He actually got to where the ball was coming down, but he was offline a bit. So Reyes has life. His average up 2 points with the 2 singles, closing in on 300.
He's going to get another at bat too on top of this one. Blue Jays keep rolling that lineup over. They've had 1 3 up 3 down inning.
Take a look at Reyes before the All-Star break and after. 273 before the break and 336 post All-Star break coming into this game today. So those numbers will increase even above the 336 average.
70 hits.
There goes Navarro. He was trying to catch the White Sox flat-footed. He took off.
And he did. Webb forgot about him over there. Took off at first base. Pitch too close to take by Reyes. Watch him just kind of wandering off the bag. You got to make him stop.
Navarro has a stolen base this year, and he was going to steal that one. The infield caught flat-footed. It's not a bad gamble with 2 strikes. You had Reyes 0-2. If he gets thrown out, Reyes is leading off the next inning. If he doesn't, he's in scoring position.
Clean inning.
But the surprise is out of the bag now.
Yeah. You can go back to hitting right now, Jose. He's not taking off.
0-2, 2 outs. Blue Jays have closed to within a run. Jays got a big pinch hit single from Kawasaki last night in the 7th, and they get another here this afternoon from Yonder Navarro, coming off the bench to pick up an RBI single. Reyes hits it hard. That's a base hit through the right side. Reyes a 3-hit day. Navarro moves to second. 293.
Now it's Donnie Cooper's turn to come out and have a word with Webb. He's got a big arm. You see some 96s and some 97s up there, but he's falling behind these hitters. And he's coming with too good of pitches. They play an exaggerated shift. They weren't even holding Navarro on. So Beckham can't get to that ball.
Reyes has a double and 2 singles. He's scored a pair of runs today. Navarro's at second. I tell you what, you get a 6-1 lead in the first. You should take it home and chill out. Cooper with a very long message to Daniel Webb.
And the umpire sitting there listening to it. Don't they usually go out there and say, okay, hey, let's move it? So he lets him get his message across. That's Eric Surkamp again, just standing down in the bullpen. I'm sure that's for Adam Lind and Colby Rasmus if it gets that far.
Surkamp worked an inning plus a batter in last night's game. He gave up 2 hits, had a couple of strikeouts. Melky Cabrera, he's already got 2 hits. He also had a sac bunt. He's locked in. They told you about Reyes and his improvement since the All-Star break. Check out the numbers for Melky Cabrera. 299 into the break, 366 after the break.
Turn it on. And a ton of big base hits for the Blue Jays.
Boy, he has a distinct game plan when he steps in the box. He knows exactly what he wants to do with every at-bat. Sometimes he'll go up there hacking at the first pitch. Other times he'll pick out a pitch and just wait for it.
Same approach every single day.
He got fooled there on that off-speed pitch. Strike 3 call. Melky Cabrera caught looking at strike 3, but the Blue Jays make it a one-run game. Deanna Navarro coming off the bench delivers an RBI single. Reyes with 3 hits will go to the bottom of the 6th. 6-5 Sox. Canada's best-selling car 16 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Bases loaded. Connor Gillespie at the plate, and this is going to be our drive of the game. Low fastball down and in. And he connects for the grand slam. His first grand slam of his career. Gillespie has his 5th home run of the season. A big blow in the first inning for the White Sox. But since that time, the Blue Jays have come storming back.
Roger Hutchinson's done a nice job after coughing up 6 in the first. He has thrown up some zeros, giving his hitters a chance to get back in the game, which they've done. Connor Gillespie with that home run in the first, one of 2 home runs Hutchinson gave up in the first. Deanna Navarro is back behind the plate after pinch hitting for Josh Tolley. Navarro this season has caught 659 2/3 innings. That's the most he's caught since 2009. Got 921 innings in 2009 with Tampa Bay. Caught over 1,000 innings in 2008, their World Series year. So he has had a heavy workload this year for the first time since 2009.
And so much for his day off today. He got half a day off.
He'll get half a day off today, day off tomorrow, and a day off Tuesday when R.A. Dickey starts against the Brewers. And then another off day on Thursday. So chance for him to refill his tanks. Absolutely. It's Happ first and then Dickey on Wednesday afternoon. Well, Connor Gillespie with the leadoff walk. He's been aboard twice. I got to wonder now if the White Sox are going to shift gears a little bit. Maybe play hit and run here against Hutchinson.
Yeah, try and stem the tide right here and play for a run. They need to stop the momentum that the Blue Jays have picked up the last couple of innings.
White Sox have been shut out 4 innings after that 6-run first. Hutchison, you got to give him kudos for hanging in there. Aaron Loop won't need many pitches to get loose. Danks, a left-hander, is on deck.
Stay aggressive.
Ground ball off the glove of Reyes into center field. Gillespie goes around second, headed to third. That looked like a tailor-made double play ball.
You know, it was to his left right there, but he didn't look comfortable at all trying to field that ball. It was an in-between hop. That was tailor-made all the way, right to his left. A nice little flip to the second baseman. Does not get in front of that ball. And it bounces out into center field. He'll be charged with his 16th error of the season.
Actually, the scorer has given Beckham a hit. And I don't agree with that. I agree with you. It should have been an error. It was right to his glove, and he gloves it, flips it second, double play. But Gordon Beckham is given credit for a hit on the play. Gillespie goes first to third. Boy, that changes the entire complexion of this inning.
Yeah, that's tailor-made double play. Now Hutchins, 2 outs, nobody on. If that's a hit, I want to be batting right now.
I agree with you. That went right over the glove. Reyes got to it, just skipped over his glove. Two and 0. But Drew Hutchison would love to get a pop up here. That's not going to be a pop up. Driven to left. Gillespie goes back to tag at third. Beckham is tagging at second, and a good throw by Melky, and Beckham is out. Gillespie scores. Cabrera credited with his 9th outfield assist. He threw a strike to second to nail Gordon Beckham trying to advance.
He is doing everything for the Blue Jays. Gets up against the wall, and watch how accurately this throw is. All the way from the wall on a fly to Kawasaki to get the runner Beckham. Boy, he's making great plays, throws, and he's hitting a ton.
And he never assumes anything. He came up anticipating the runner trying to move into second and threw a strike. 2 down, the catcher. Nieto goes after it. First pitch and drives it to left. Cabrera will get there. The inning is over, but the White Sox get a big insurance run. Leadoff walk comes in to score. It's 7-5 Chicago. First when the Blue Jays take on the New York Yankees. It's a 107 start. The first 20,000 fans into Rogers Center will receive a Blue Jays long sleeve baseball shirt. Call the Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234. Or log online at BlueJays.com and get your tickets for the Blue Jays long sleeve baseball shirt giveaway day, Sunday, August 31st. Well, the Blue Jays gave up a big run. Looked like a double play ball that Reyes couldn't make a play on, and Gordon Beckham was credited with a base hit. Jordan Danks gets a sacrifice fly and ends up as a double play, and
it ends up being an earned run to Drew Hutchison. One more.
So now Bautista will try to get something going here in the seventh. Jose has reached on a fielder's choice, picked up an RBI. He also has a single. And the hardest ball he hit all day long was turned into a double play back in the fifth.
Boy, they have left some runners on base and hit into a lot of double plays to wipe out what looked like runs in big innings. That's Zach Putnam and Eric Surkamp warming up again.
Blue Jays have grounded into 3 double plays here this afternoon. Bautista, Encarnacion, and Kawasaki have all hit into double plays. Blue Jays have left 6. Bautista with a 3-0 count. Encarnacion homered. He's on deck. Edwin with a 2-run home run in the 3-run 5th inning. Bautista with another walk. Boy, oh boy. The leadoff walks drive this manager's crazy. And it was a leadoff walk that sparked the 5th inning for the Blue Jays. And now Webb has walked Bautista to set the table for Encarnacion. I've never, ever in my life, and I've been around the game a long time, I have never seen a 2-run home run with nobody on.
So your point being is you got to challenge that first hitter of the inning when you've got a 2-run lead.
If he hits it 600 feet, it's only 1 run. Encarnacion takes the first pitch strike.
I'll tell you what, the Jays will take it. If you're going to walk guys, you're going to give them a chance to get back into this ball game. Blue Jays have been patient and they've come up with some hits when they've needed it.
Oh, 1-1 to Encarnacion.
Webb throws hard, but his downfall, his command, it hasn't been that good.
Well, the one thing here is Webb is struggling to throw strikes, and Encarnacion is trying to make sure he swings it as a strike. You don't want the umpire to call one borderline pitch when the guy hasn't shown that he's got strike zone command.
He shouldn't. It's another downfall. They've struggled out of the bullpen with their base on balls, the White Sox.
Might have been up a tad. It's 2-2. When the Blue Jays had that dramatic comeback in Cincinnati, they came back and won that ball game. They had 9 walks. Cincinnati let them right back in the game. Ball 3.
Doing the same thing right here. To their credit, they're letting them. Look where all those balls are. They're all over the place.
Not even close. Lind is next. If Lind comes to the plate, it'll probably be Eric Surkamp who continues to throw. In that Cincinnati game, the Reds took an 8-0 lead after 2, and the Blue Jays came back to win it 14-9. Bautista was just wandering off of first, not anticipating a throw to first. He had to scramble to get back. So Encarnacion with a full count. There goes Bautista. Encarnacion fouls it back to the screen. They go back to the 5th inning with 2 outs and a man aboard. Edwin Encarnacion connects for the first time since he's been activated.
And that was huge. Breaking ball in. You see him staring there looking at that ball. That ball is a high fly ball down the left field line. It looked like it might hook foul, and then the wind just pushed it right into the bullpen for that home run. He's liable to do it again today.
Bautista not running. This is popped up into center. Danks was deep, but he's going to get there. Encarnacion is retired, 1 down. So Ventura has come out of the White Sox dugout. He has made the call for the left-hander. They have 1 left-hander in the pen. Eric Surkamp will be called into this game, and that'll be interesting to see how John Gibbons counteracts that move. Lind is making his way back toward the dugout. They've got Valencia and Reimold on the bench along with Tolleson. So Valencia appears to be the man. He's got his helmet, got his batting gloves on. Surkamp into the game. Lefty to righty, man aboard. Valencia will come to the plate representing the tying run. Left-hander Eric Surkamp into the ball game. He was summoned in to face Adam Lind, the left-handed batter, but he will now deal with the pinch hitter. This is the 22nd appearance for Surkamp.
They only have the 1 lefty, so they have to use him in the right spot. You have Lind, Rasmus, Kawasaki coming up, so much better numbers against lefties. So John Gibbons is going to go to his bench and pull up Danny Valencia.
Valencia had 2 hits in last night's game, and he has worn out left-handed pitching. Valencia, since he has joined the Blue Jays, has hit .311 overall, but against lefties, .471, 8 for 17. Swinging the bat well over his last 8 games.
You'll get a lot of breaking balls from Eric Surkamp. He's got a changeup that he will use. It sinks and gets a lot of ground balls when he is on. A lot of breaking balls. Fastballs just average. Doesn't really throw it by you.
Changeup missed down and away. Surkamp in relief of Daniel Webb. The numbers we're talking about. against lefties this season, 378. Boy, he wanted to, but saw that breaking ball was down and in. He took it.
I don't know if he's going to even throw him a fastball here. 3-1. Valencia might be sitting on one.
3 balls and a strike. Bautista still at first base. Ball. Oh, Valencia was ready to toss the bat aside. A late strike call from the home plate umpire, Clint Fagan. And he's hearing it from the dugout.
Well, you tell from the side here that ball is under the knees of Valencia. He has seen plenty of those in his career. Now he's got to regroup.
Bautista at first. He's not running. Breaking ball. Ground ball. Looked like it was going to sneak through, but Valencia is thrown out. Bautista moves to second on the play. Valencia got jammed. He jammed himself on that slow breaking ball. But you could see he was upset by that strike call. Should have been ball 4.
Yeah, first and second and just 1 out. And now, after that nice play by Beckham, it's going to take a 2-out hit by Colby Rasmus.
Back over, the pitching coach is out to go over to Rasmus with Surkamp, and he's got a young catcher behind the plate as well, Adrian Nieto. He wants to make sure he doesn't leave anything to chance. Bautista moves into second base. Rasmus batting .178 against left-handed pitching. He's 13 for 73, but he has 2 home runs.
He's faced Surkamp in the past. He's 0 for 2 against him. He's going to get a breaking ball from him. And he's not afraid to use the changeup to the left-hander. So Colby can certainly lose one here, tie up the ball game.
Two outs.
Something in the eye of Ramirez.
Looks like he might be checking on a contact or something. He's called for the training staff to come out.
Wow, I don't know if something blew into his eye or what. But he was fine, then all of a sudden he buckled over like a piece of dirt or something. Maybe he lost a contact or something.
Herm Snyder, the trainer, out, and he's got his little emergency kit with him. Ramirez just all of a sudden got a problem, and any of those that have worn contacts understand how sensitive that can be. Get something on your cornea underneath that contact, and it's debilitating. Nolan Reimold has grabbed a bat. He has come out on deck. Colby has hit 2 home runs against left-handed pitching this season. He got Dallas Keuchel in April. And he also had a long home run off Cole Hamels in Philadelphia back in the first week of May. You know, obviously he's got the power to tie it up. Percentages probably suggest a base hit will be just as good right here with 2 outs and Bautista running. Breaking ball around the inside. 7-5 White Sox lead it. We're in the 7th. Blue Jays have clawed their way back to within 2. They trailed after the first inning 6-1. Rasmus pulls it. That's a fair ball. Abreu steps on the bag and Surkamp gets out of it. Blue Jays leave a base runner. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Sox lead it 7-5. Speakeasy. Only the notorious get in. Enter for your chance at SleemanSpeakeasy.ca.
3rd inning, Gordon Beckham at the plate against Drew Hutchison. Fastball, he's going to drive it down the right field line, and watch the determination that Jose Bautista comes. He made up his mind that he was going to make this catch. Picks it off the grass. Our play of the game brought to you by Jose Bautista to end the 3rd.
Fans, we want to remind you when the Blue Jays get back off of this road trip, it'll be a great schedule at home at Rogers Center to wrap up the month of August. The Blue Jays will take on the Tampa Bay Rays August 22nd through the 24th, a weekend series. And the Boston Red Sox are in town. John Farrell and Dustin Pedroia, along with David Ortiz, will all be at Rogers Center August 25th, 6th, and 7th. And then the New York Yankees will make their final trip to Toronto for the 2014 season. Of course, that means Derek Jeter at Rogers Center for a final time in his career, August 29th through the 31st. We'll call the Blue Jays for tickets at 416-341-1234. Or log online at BlueJays.com and get your tickets for a great homestand at Rogers Center, wrapping up the month of August. Lots of Blue Jay fans here in Chicago having a good time, and they'd like to rally their troops and get them back into the lead here. Drew Hutchison, boy, he is back out for the 7th, and who would have guessed that at the start of this game?
Didn't look like he was going to make it out of the 1st inning, but they have stuck with him. 39 pitches in that 1st inning. He starts this inning with 88. John Gibbons giving him every chance to try and win this ball game. He has come back and pitched well in the middle innings.
He sure has, and after that 6-run 1st inning, anybody would have understood had he caved in, but he hasn't. He's still in this ball game, working in the 7th. We talk about an education. This first season has been terrific for Hutchison. He has learned a lot about himself. He's learned a lot about what it takes to be a major league pitcher. Danny Valencia pinch hitting. Portland takes over at first. Alejandro De Aza. De Aza is 2 for 3. He had base hits in each of his first 2 at-bats. He scored a run in the 1st. That's a high changeup. Upstairs. Piazza strikes out. Navarro will throw to first to complete the strikeout. That's the third strikeout for Hutchison this afternoon.
Yeah, just his third, but he showed him the slider in the right spot right there. Change up, fastball, change up, and then once he got the 2 strikes, he was able to bend that slider right underneath his bat. I'm with you on the education. An education of when things aren't going well for you in the first inning, are you able to come back and keep your team in it, pitch deep into the ball game, help the bullpen? Well, he has learned that this afternoon.
Alexei Ramirez 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs and a ground ball out. He waves at that breaking ball. He's behind a 1-2. He almost offered it that breaking ball, but laid off. There's a line drive to right. Bautista nearly in his tracks makes the catch, 2 outs. The Baseball Bayou is brought to you by Transitions Adaptive Lenses. Transition lenses automatically filter just the right amount of light. Experience life well lit.
This afternoon, we're going to take a little closer look at Jose Abreu, the big first baseman for the Chicago White Sox. He's first in the major leagues in home runs, second in RBI, first in on base plus slugging this season. He played professionally in Cuba from 2003 through 2013.
He shatters his bat, and Valencia will flip to Hutchison. Abreu has been held to a single hit today. They've done a nice job. We'll go to the 8th. Blue Jays need a couple of runs to tie it. Hutchison with a 7-inning performance. A job well done, and you can bet these are some encouraging words after giving us 6 runs on 4 hits in the first inning. He pitches 7 complete innings, and certainly he held his own and kept his ball club within striking distance. When you look at Hutchison's line, it's impressive the way he battled today.
Boy, what a job he did. Didn't think he would make it all the way to through 7 innings. So Hutch, 7 big innings for Hutchison, and Robin Ventura out to make a pitching change after Steve Tollefson was announced into the ball game.
So it'll be a pitching change here into the ball game.
Zach Putnam out of the bullpen, making his way to the mound, and will face Tollefson when we get back.
The Cleveland Indians. He pitched in Cleveland in 11, Colorado in 12, Cubs in 13, and here he is with the White Sox in 14.
Fifth round pick of the Indians back in 2008. There are his numbers in 35 games, 221 earned run average. He's got a good fastball. He can sink that two-seamer. That's why he's got a lot of ground ball outs. You see the percentage, about 72%. Fastball, slider, and changeup.
Steve Tollefson pinch hitting for Munenori Kawasaki, takes the first pitch strike. Sinker missed downstairs. Tollefson, much better hitter against lefty pitching. Against righties, he's 4 for 51. 078.
He's done a good job pinch hitting this year. Been very aggressive early in the count when he comes off the bench.
He got overmatched on that pitch inside. 1-2. Francisco is next. Blue Jays know that the White Sox have used their only left-handed pitcher in their bullpen. We are in the 8th. Chicago jumped out to a 6-1 lead after the first, and Blue Jays scratched and clawed their way back into it. Tollefson gets a piece of it to stay alive. Putnam is the third reliever to work. Scott Carroll started, went 5 2/3, and then Daniel Webb, Eric Surkamp, and now Zach Putnam.
And able to just get 2/3 of an inning out of each one of those relievers you named, Webb and Surkamp.
Tollefson strikes out. That's the first out of the top of the 8th.
Pretty nasty right there from Putnam. He's got a split finger fastball, and that's what it did right there. Messed up the timing of Steve Tollefson. First out of the 8th.
Juan Francisco doubled and scored his last time up. His double knocked Scott Carroll out of the game in the 6th. He would score on the pinch single by Deanna Navarro. He lifts a high pop up into shallow left. The third baseman Gillespie in fair territory. 2 quick outs for Putnam. So it would be Navarro stepping in against Putnam. Deanna picked up an RBI single, as we mentioned, in the 6th inning. Navarro now with 53 RBIs for the season. There's one off his career high.
One off his career high. He's come up with some big hits for the Blue Jays this year.
Can the Blue Jays, top of the order, do it again? You look at the first 4 guys in this batting order. They've had a productive afternoon. Reyes has had a 3-hit game. Cabrera's had a 2-hit game. Bautista has a hit, an RBI, and a walk. And then Encarnacion with a 2-run home run.
They've been involved in everything, it seems like, this afternoon. If they do, it might be against the closer, Petrichka, for the White Sox.
Encarnacion with his home run in the 5th, his first since coming off the disabled list. 3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Navarro will keep the inning alive, and that'll turn the lineup over.
Very rarely walks batters, does Putnam. But he walks that number 9 hitter. They have not been able to throw strikes to that number 9 hitter all day today.
They've walked the number 9 hitter twice. They have walked 5 Blue Jays on the afternoon. For Putnam, that is just his 16th walk this season. This is his 41st inning. Reyes, a 3-hit afternoon. That's downstairs.
Ball 6. 4 in a row to Navarro. 2 more now here to Reyes. Jose showing a lot of patience at the plate. That'll drive pitching coaches crazy.
Yes, it will, especially when you were staked to a big lead early. It was 6-1 after the first. The starter, Scott Carroll, he walked 3. And then Webb walked a batter, and now Putnam's walked a batter. Reyes has had 2 4-hit games this season. Got 3 hits so far. And he takes ball 3. Melky Cabrera's on deck. Jake Petrichka is loosening up. He is the closer. Three 3-0 to Reyes. There's a strike. Didn't have to be.
That was close. That could have been ball 4.
Zach Putnam, 2 quick outs, and then he walked Navarro. Now he's behind Reyes. Now it's a full count.
Joe Siddle.
E2.
E Siddle.
Yeah. The catcher made an error. He thought he had a foul ball.
Got to have that ball, Joe. Foul ball. Getting a good laugh on that. Yeah, that was it. All right.
Jerry would have had it. Full count, 2 outs. Navarro will take off at first. Reyes drills it, but it's foul.
Boy, he is on everything. He does his homework. He knows what he's going to try and do, Putnam, to get him out. And he was just a little bit too quick on that one.
Reyes has had 6 hits in this series.
71 hits, the most in major leagues in the last 2 months or so.
Reyes slaps it to left field. That is a good catch by Piazza. Left fielder got a good break on it, makes a fine running catch to end the inning. Zach Putnam is out of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Now it's time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zahn. Rogers Blue Jays baseball partnership, and it may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays baseball partnership. Great shot of Chicago. It's been a beautiful weekend here all weekend long. Blue Jays trying to win the series, and if they do, they're going to have to stage a late inning comeback. Drew Hutchison with 7 innings now will turn it over to Aaron Luke, making his 58th appearance of the season.
He has come in and put up some pretty good numbers for the Blue Jays. 4-3, 291 earned run average. Lefties hitting just 130 again, and 0 for their last 17. He has really bottled them up this year. He throws strikes, is averaging almost a strikeout per inning. Steve Tollison stays in the ball game. He'll play second base. And I'm sure Robin Ventura looked at those numbers also against lefties, so he's going to go to his bench.
Adam Dunn, the DH, is going to be lifted for the pinch hitter, Paul Konerko. Konerko started in the game last night against Mark Burley. It's a first pitch outside. Konerko finished up 1 for 4 in that game, had an RBI base hit, actually tied the game up. Burley was out of the game, but that was his run that tied it up at 3. Konerko gets jammed. It's a soft roller to short. 1 down. Right fielder Avisail Garcia has gone 0 for 2 with a walk. He walked and scored a run in that 6-run first inning. He goes after the first pitch and drills it to the alley in right center. He steps on first, turns towards second. He's thinking about third. They overthrow the first cutoff man. Here's the relay. What a beauty from Reyes. Oh my, he made a perfect throw to third. The throw from the right field wall by Bautista sailed over Tallison, but Reyes was the trailer, and did he unload in a hurry?
You couldn't draw it up any better than that. Bautista barehands the ball, overthrows the cutoff man. That's okay when Reyes is sitting there, and Francisco set up on the inside part of the bag, which is where you want to be, because where that throw is coming from, inside, Reyes very quickly throws a strike to third base. And on second look, watch, he whiffs the first time and then goes back, and now Robin Ventura is going to come out and take a look at this again.
Yeah, he sure is, and they've asked to go to the review for the tag at third.
He might be safe.
He looked like a swing and a miss on the first attempt to tag Garcia.
He was set up, excuse me, Buck, in the perfect position on the inside part. You catch the ball and just throw your glove right in front of the bag. But he whiffed on it, like you said, on the first time, and now tags him, and he looks to be safe.
He got the ball in plenty of time, and that's the ball beat the guy to the bag, and they'll call him out. Competition there, the third base umpire standing right on top of the play. But remember, he doesn't have the advantage of slowing that thing down and watching it in slow motion like we do.
Yeah.
Bautista, as we speak, credited with his 9th outfield assist. And Reyes really did a good job. And here's the tag at third base once again. Misses him there. Garcia hits the bag, and then he puts the tag on it. They've just shown the replay on the scoreboard here at U.S. Cellular Field. You can hear the crowd react.
Yeah, they had a real tight look at it, and he definitely missed him the first time and then went back and tagged him.
The umpires have their decision now, and they're going to uphold it.
Thank you. Fans don't like that, but he looked to be safe, and they called him out.
So Bautista gets an outfield assist to Robin Ventura. Not too pleased with the process. Reyes with a terrific relay throw right on the money to third. So there are 2 outs. Connor Gillespie's had another good day. Hit his first career grand slam in the first. Walked in the 6th. He scored a pair of runs and driven in 4. Gillespie fights it off and finds it into the seats. He's an interesting guy. He's 26 years old. He signed out of Wichita State with the San Francisco Giants as the #1 pick. He was picked up in a trade from San Francisco in February of 2013. Last year, he had 245 with the White Sox. There he gets handcuffed with that inside pitch. He got into 29 games over 3 seasons with the Giants, but White Sox might have found themselves a third baseman. He's not the prototypical power guy, but he's along the lines of Kyle Seager with the Mariners. That's not quite that accomplished, but he's the same type of hitter.
But that's a good comparison. He's become a pretty good fielder. We've seen him make all the plays in this series, and his bat has really come through against the Blue Jays.
He signed out of Wichita State, where Joe Carter played his college baseball. 1-2. Way outside, not close. Well, looking around baseball, Baltimore has beaten the Indians 4-1. Cleveland managed just 2 hits today against Baltimore. Breaking ball fouled out of play. Kansas City, they're leading Minnesota 7-2, bottom of the 4th. They're just not slowing down. Kansas City lost yesterday, but they have a half-game lead over the Tigers in the Central. Boy, they jumped on Tommy Malone, knocked him out in the 2nd inning. Curveball off the end of the bat. Francisco gobbles it up. Strong arm in time. Well, we'll go to the ninth. It's a 2-run game. That will bring in the closer for the White Sox, Jake Petrichka, and he'll have his hands full. It'll be Melky Cabrera with a 2-hit game. Jose Bautista has a hit and an RBI, and Edwin Encarnacion has gone deep, a 2-run homer. Pitch by pitch and enjoy in-game video highlights. The app is available on the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Android, and BlackBerry. Season-long subscription packages are available. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. That fan right there got a chance to catch up on everything around the baseball world, and right now she'll know that the closer is into the ball game. In the ninth, it's Jake Petrichka who has come on and has taken over as the closer.
Yeah, just 8 for 11 in save opportunities in his 50 games. He has taken over, and he's done a good job for him. You get a lot of ground ball outs. He's got a good arm. His fastball's in the upper 90s. He gets lots of ground ball outs, and you saw that very high ground ball percentage. So the Blue Jays are going to have to make him throw strikes.
Blue Jay fans have their rally caps on. Petrichka with 64% ground ball outs. He is a ground ball machine. Melky Cabrera, 2 more hits today. Ground ball. Beckham to his right. Gobbles it up. 1 down. Cabrera finishes up 2 for 4 with a sac bunt in the first. Bautista now trying to reach. Boy, that was a big run back in the 6th inning for the White Sox. Drew Hutchison charged with an earned run. Looked like they were going to be out of the inning. Gordon Beckham hit what looked to be a routine double play ball. It skipped off Reyes' glove and went into center field. Jordan Danks would drive home Gillespie with that insurance run. It was a big run in the 7th. Bautista with a ball and a strike. Bautista facing Petrichka for the first time. He's got him zoned in now. He takes that high pitch. It's 3-1.
You can see some pretty good movement on that fastball.
Ball 4. Bautista walks. Second time he's walked this afternoon. Bautista's been on base 4 of his 5 plate appearances.
Boy, the tying run comes to the plate. You said it the last time that he was up. Even if he hits it 600 feet, it's only 1 run. And now you've got this guy at the plate representing the tying run. This is what he did in the 5th inning. It's his first home run since coming back off the disabled list. The Blue Jays are looking for that again.
Encarnacion takes one downstairs. Petrichka wants a new baseball.
Edwin looked like he was loading up to try and lift one out of here.
Fouled it straight back. Had a good cut.
Had a good pitch to hit right there. With that good sinker, he doesn't give up that many home runs. .50 appearances, 40 of them have been scoreless.
The walks have kept the Blue Jays in this game. And Encarnacion, this is a surprising aspect in Encarnacion's return for Kevin Seitzer. He said the recognition he has for pitches so quickly since coming off the DL is remarkable. Laid off that tough pitch. Sizes up another one.
Talk about a tough pitch. That one was sinking down underneath the strike zone. Edwin just took a look at it. Watch him load up. He's ready. And it's low.
Well, he knows it's one he can't hit out of the ballpark, and that's what he was looking for. 3-1. Another walk. That's 7 walks issued by the White Sox today. If you're wondering if that's a season high, you're sadly mistaken. The White Sox walked 15 base runners, 15 batters. 15 back in April. They walked 15 in a game against the Boston Red Sox. Mind you, it was a 14-inning game, but still 15 walks.
Hey, that'll get teams back into it as Marcus Stroman has come out. He's going to represent the tying run. That is the quickest way to get a team back into a game when you fall behind. You start walking guys, then you start laying them in there, and they hit it all over the ballpark.
Now Cooper finishing up with his visit. Young catcher Adrian Nieto into the game. Stroman is at first as the pinch runner. He's running for Encarnacion. It's not the first time he's done that. He has been a pinch runner. I believe this is the 3rd time this season. Well, Danny Valencia came in as a pinch hitter in the 7th and grounded out against Eric Surkamp. Valencia has an at bat against Petrichka. 1 out. Checked his swing. Not according to the first base umpire. Jim Timmons went around, and you can see Encarnacion giving the umpire what for.
Geared for that fastball, and he went around.
Boy, he sure did. We mentioned Valencia and his big numbers against left-handers. Obviously, the same is not true against righties. He's hit just .214 against the righties, but there he gets a base hit. Bautista is going to be stopped as that is right at Diaza. And now the bases are loaded. Valencia comes through with a clutch single to load the bases and bring Colby Erasmus to the plate.
Tell you what, when you throw the ball inside to Danny Valencia, you're asking for trouble. Sinker, watch this ball go right to where he likes it, down and in, and he smokes this ball. He hits it so hard, and Bautista reads it that he can't score. That was right at Diaza. We've got 3 outfield assists. Don't want to be running into an out here.
Big hit by Valencia. Larry Rivera did a good job. He wanted to score Bautista, but that ball was hit right at the left fielder, and he threw up the stop sign. Here's Rasmus. Cuts on the first pitch.
One more time, a line drive, and Jose read it perfectly that it's going to reach the outfield, so he takes off. That's 2 bounces to the outfielder, and he comes up throwing.
Rasmus fouled back the first pitch. He drives this one into shallow left field. De Aza coming quickly, and he's going to make the catch. He throws toward home, and Gillespie had to dive to haul it in. But Rasmus is retired on the flyout.
Again, you don't want to be running into an out. The ball just wasn't deep enough. Hits it off the end of the bat. De Aza comes up throwing it, throws it way off wide, and Gillespie goes over there to cut that. But there's nobody home plate.
Now, he did a heck of a job of reading that throw, knowing he had to cut it off. If he doesn't cut that off, it goes at least over to the Blue Jays dugout. So now Raimo will come on to pinch hit for Tolleson. The bases are loaded. The Blue Jays have used everybody off their bench now. Inside.
And right now, 2 outs. The infielders are deep. They're going to try and knock down anything on the ground. So Marcus Stroman, the runner at second base, he can get a huge secondary lead.
Ball on the strike.
Anything hit, he's got to go.
Raimo has 2 game-winning hits for the Blue Jays this season. A walk-off game winner at Rogers Center. On the ground. That'll do it. The Blue Jays load the bases in the 9th, but can't cash in. Raimo grounds out. Petrichka picks up the save, and the White Sox win the series 2-1. So the Blue Jays hang in there, but can't close the deal. They'll have an off day tomorrow. We'll be back with you on Tuesday night. Stay tuned. More baseball coming up. Brewers are in L.A. right now. Blue Jays Central.